Guess who's better?
Don't be coughing over near me.
It was a joke.
Get away from me.
It was a joke. It was a joke.
Watch,
Jim.
next week we'll be missing again because Jim will be sick this time.
It was a joke, I swear.
Yeah. Yeah, COVID was a joke. What? Anyhow, welcome everybody. It is episode 86. We are back in business. This man's not sick. I don't know what I was doing last week because I wasn't here because he was sick. So we're back.
Out of an abundance of caution, I couldn't let
silly.
Jim come over and get sick.
I appreciate your concern.
I mean, it's really hard for me to send a text. I'm like, damn, I really want to see Jim today, but like, I don't want to get him sick. So like,
I guess the fans will wait a week. I feel like they'll be here. Welcome everyone. I'm Jim.
And I'm Jason.
And we're both not sick finally. This is your midweek sad boy update. In podcast time, this is post Donald Trump inauguration. In real life time, this is pre Donald Trump inauguration. So anything we say is before anything goes down tomorrow.
Yeah, we're pre Donnie T's Wild Ride 2.0.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
DT2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know what to expect tomorrow. I mean, honestly.
Honestly, I'm going to watch nothing. I'm going to pretend nothing is different.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
I'm just going to move about my day as I normally would.
I mean, TikTok still works. The government is still trashed. I mean, honestly, it's business as usual, right?
We're gonna talk. Let's just get right.
Let's just get into
TikTok. So
make sure you stay hydrated, everyone. Get your water break in. Visit MidwestSadBoys.com. Check out the website. Like the podcast. Subscribe to the videos. Push all the buttons. Drink your. Look at you, the little fancy water bottle,
dude. It's color changing for temperature.
Is that a health bar?
It's Thirst of October.
Not the Thirst of October.
Two YouTube musicians that I watch do an album every year on the 1st of October. So
support
Thirst of October.
Hey, you got to support the content you enjoy. Mm-hmm. Support us. Thank you for being here, everybody. All right, so let's get into meat and potatoes. So TikTok, huh?
TikTok. So again, like you said, this is post TikTok being banned
and
coming back. So okay, I have some thoughts, and I also have some theories.
Oh. Love it.
You've seen from the text messages that I've sent you over the last week that I got hit with conspiracy theory talk.
Ooh, that's always a good one. That's always a good scroll hole to fall into.
And
yeah, you did kind of drop like 9 videos because
I did.
For those out in podcast land, I have removed social medias from my phone. However, I'm going old school. We're doing internet on the computer only,
dude.
So I signed into Facebook and I signed into Instagram on my desktop. If I'm not at my desktop, I'm not on the internet. It's like the old days. I'm sorry.
I support it. I support it.
It's so great.
So, okay, TikTok.
Yes.
The whole big thing, in case you've been living in a hole the last 4 years,
really,
is that was it 4.5? Yeah. That TikTok is the worst thing. It's a Chinese spy tool for collecting data, and this was all brought on by former president and president-elect Donald Trump. So he was the first one to say we need to look into banning TikTok.
Yep.
Fast forward 4 years, it finally happens, right? And that was January 19th, right? So at midnight, January 18th to 19th, TikTok shuts down for 12 hours. And what the message that comes back whenever everybody finally was checking, they're like, oh my God, I think TikTok's back up again. It became, here it is. Welcome back. Thanks for your patience and support. As a result of President Trump's efforts, President-elect, TikTok is back in the US. You can continue to create, share, and discover all the things you love on TikTok. Now, I have a lot of thoughts about this.
Lay them on me. Let me hear them.
Okay, so does it seem staged to you?
1000%. It's always a publicity stunt when he's involved.
It seems really, really staged. And the reason I say that is because they went into all this to ban it, right? There's it went through the House, the Senate, everything.
The whole rigmarole.
It was signed by Mr. Biden, and boom, TikTok's banned January 19th.
Right.
all of a sudden, a president-elect who has no authority
Yet.
except his promises to
Concepts of plans.
Yeah, right. He promised to have an executive order
Right.
to reverse the ban, or I think what it said was that he would extend.
Yeah,
He
some
would
sort of
extend
like
it.
a grace period so they can kind of get their shit.
He would
sorted
delay
out.
the
Yeah.
ban, right? The ban. So it blows my mind that anybody could think that this was organically real.
Oh yeah, again,
Like
1000%.
Like it. the kind of questions here. I did a screen recording on your recommendation.
Oh, before that one went down.
Yeah,
it
before
went away?
the great TikTok drought of
The great
Sunday
TikTok
morning.
outage.
So I'm gonna play this, and I want you to listen to. Maybe you've even seen this, but these are people who have authority in our country. These are senators who are talking to the guy from ByteDance in court.
Oh yeah.
TikTok, yeah.
Yep.
Talking to him in court and asking him questions because they have this insane sense of, I know what's going on and I'm going to discover this information for the people. We're gonna drill this guy, and our questions are gonna be so hard hitting that he's not gonna know what happened, and he's gonna say, "Yeah, you're right. This is all just a bit. You caught us red-handed." Okay, so we're gonna listen to this.
One could say maybe red noted.
You said today, as you often say, that you live in Singapore. Of what nation are you a citizen?
Singapore.
Are you a citizen of any other nation?
No, Senator.
Have you ever applied for Chinese citizenship?
Senator, I served my nation in Singapore. No, I did not.
Do you have a Singaporean passport?
Yes, and I served my military for 2.5 years in
Do you
Singapore.
have any other passports from any other nations?
No, Senator.
Your wife is an American citizen. Your children are American citizens.
That's
Have you-
correct.
Have you ever applied for American citizenship?
No, not yet.
Okay.
So
Have you ever been a member of the Chinese Communist Party?
Senator, I'm Singaporean. No.
Have you ever been associated or affiliated with the Chinese Communist Party?
No, Senator. Again, I'm Singaporean.
Let me ask you some hopefully simple questions.
So how do you determine what age they are then?
We
TikTok
rely on
users.
Age gating as our key age assurance.
Age
Gating, which is when you ask the user what age they are. We have also developed some tools where we look at their public profile to go through the videos that they post to see whether
Well, that's creepy. Tell me more about that.
it's public. So if you post a video, you choose that video to go public. That's how you get people to see your video.
Mr. Chu, does TikTok access the home Wi-Fi network?
Yes.
Only if the user turns on the Wi-Fi. I'm sorry, I may not understand that.
So if I have a TikTok app on my phone is on my home Wi-Fi network.
this man says, "I may not understand your question." Like,
Yeah, because
I'm
it's
sorry,
a stupid fucking
I
question.
feel like I'm talking to a brick wall right now because do you know the concept of Wi-Fi and how? Anyway, let's continue.
That network.
It will have to access the network to get connections to the internet, if that's the question.
Is it possible then that it could access other devices on that home Wi-Fi network?
Congressman, we do not do anything that is beyond any industry norms. I believe the answer to your question is no. It could be technical. Let me get back to you.
Okay, I'd appreciate it if you can answer that.
I want to talk about biometric matrix, and I want to talk specifically. Can you tell me right now, can you say with 100% certainty that TikTok does not use the phone's camera to determine whether the content that elicits a pupil dilation should be amplified by the algorithm? Can you tell me that?
We do not collect.
So what that means is like, oh, I'm using the camera to see, oh, their pupils dilated. They're interested in this content.
Like eye
let's
tracking.
let's keep sending them more.
Yeah.
Body, face, or voice data to identify our users. We do not. The
Yeah,
only
but
thing-
you don't.
the only face data that you get, that we collect, is when you use the filters to have, say, sunglasses on your face. We need to know where your eyes are.
Why do you need to know what the eyes are if you're not seeing if they're dilated?
And that data is stored on your local device and deleted after use if you use it for facial. Again, we do not collect body, face, or voice data to identify our users.
It's absolutely insane that these people who are so
Powerful.
they're powerful people, but they're so just oblivious to how basic technology works. And it's like we talked about it the other day, and I'm riled up about this because
He is fired up.
It just shows, and I'm sorry, I'm going to classify it as boomers. When you and me talked the other day, it's not all boomers.
Nope.
Some of you, and I love you for
It's
it.
the ones who refuse to learn.
Yes, some of you were like, "Hey, this new thing is coming out, like the internet. Great, I should probably learn how to use this if I want to, be able to be self-sufficient and
Stay
do
hip,
things."
be hip with the
Yeah.
kids, cool with the youths.
Yeah,
these
if
days.
I need to look up youth lingo, like what does YOLO mean? What's a YOLO? I should probably learn how to Google it, right?
Google, what is skibbity toilet?
Right. So the people in that age bracket
Do
who
I have Riz? Sorry.
I still hate that so much. And I don't know what a skibidi toilet is, and I don't want to know. But the people who adapted to new technology, cell phones, internet, computers, Apple Watches, like stuff like that, they are not the problem.
Nope.
Here. The people who are the problem are the ones who are like, yeah, I don't know what my password is. Or like, how do I do a password reset? Brother, you hit where it says reset password.
Hold on. So you are correct. It is those who are the inept ones. I don't know my password. I refuse to learn my password. Mm-hmm. There's also the secondary group of there's something new and I will refuse to learn it.
Absolutely.
So like there's the ones who there's this thing that's come out and I don't understand how to use it. And I'm going to be honest, I don't have the capacity to understand how to use it. Those are the password people. Those are the people that I deal with at work every day.
Yeah.
Then you have the, like you said, the first group where this is new. I need to be up on it. I need to understand it. Let me Google how to use it. Right. And then you've got your third one. And this is always the vocal minority, or sometimes it's the vocal majority. And they are the ones that are, this is something that is out of the norm. I refuse to learn. I'm not going to learn, and I will not understand how it works.
Yeah, they don't adapt to change well.
I mean, proof in point when she goes, do you use eye tracking software? And he was like, yeah, for filters, so we could put sunglasses on your face. And she goes, why do you need to know where my eyes are? To put the fucking sunglasses on your face.
Sunglasses go literally nowhere else. Right. So
like, what do you mean?
Yeah, it's like those people who in 2022, when we still worked at Best Buy, who were like, I'm only using a flip phone and I refuse to ever get a smartphone. Like,
oh, can I get your jitterbug on the cheapest plan possible?
Yeah, good for you, man. Go for it. So
Have fun.
It just blows my mind that these people, and it's the age, right? Like we don't have term limits for a lot of things.
Yep.
So we get these people who are still in power well past their prime, like if these people stopped at like 45, 50, cool. Like you're probably just about caught up with what's out there now. And at that point where like, you're going to have some problems understanding future things, whether it be because of, not wanting to, or just,
yep.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just crazy to me. And it feels like all of this was just a giant play for, also just engagement. So we're not even talking about the government side of things.
Right.
Like, you remember, you probably didn't see it. Did you hear about the mass follow movement on TikTok?
No.
So there was a bunch of creators who were saying, hey, TikTok's going away. Let's get everyone famous. Let's just start following each other. Type mass follow down in the comments,
and then just start pushing the button.
And if they like it, you follow them, they'll follow you back. That's the deal. Let's get everyone to 10,000 followers,
so everyone can monetize.
Right. So like it feels like someone's like, hey, this is going to go away for a little bit. Let's get some extra engagement here on the app first. So like more and more comments, more and more plays, more and more videos, more and more uploads. People are wanting to get more followers. We also totally did it, and we got like 50 followers from it.
Hey, welcome everybody. We totally didn't game the system, but welcome. Thanks for being a part of the program.
I was like, dude, what do we have to lose, right?
Yeah, right.
Mass follow, heart. What's up, new people? But
thanks for being here.
Yeah, so it's just like I feel like not only on the government side was it maybe a play to distract from something, or you know what I mean, or for Donnie T to like come in with a bang, with a good
to
pop
be the
in
hero.
To be a hero for our age group and below who rely on TikTok and small business. So now he's going to say that he helped small businesses because he is going to do an executive order to help save TikTok, but on TikTok side, it seems like they had to have known that it was only going to be for like 12 hours. Right?
Yeah,
Like why was it the 19th? Why was it the day before Donnie T comes back?
Well, yeah, because then he could show up and be like, hey guys, I fixed everything. Don't worry, I'm good.
It just all seems so planned. Just like
dude, we're saying the same thing.
Just like lasers and things that are blue. But we're not going to get into all that. But
hold on. Before we change subjects, I have some thoughts on it too. So
I want to hear it. I'm sorry.
I do agree that I think it was all a publicity stunt. Yes. So specifically the TikTok thing, I do think it was it was one of those sort of, like you said, a distraction. I think everyone was like, ooh, we got to pay attention to this TikTok thing, right? Because we need to get our eyes off the California fires. Or, ooh, we need to pay attention to this TikTok thing because there is a protest in the streets for the inauguration day. Or, we need to pay attention to the TikTok thing because there's actually some information going on with the aliens, and we need them distracted. We can't let the population stay focused. We got to keep them divided. We got to keep their attention on something else.
How do you keep 170 million people
Yeah.
occupied?
Turn the thing off
And-
wait 10 hours and turn it back on. They'll be glued to it.
Yeah, like what happened in this last 12? This is every political thriller I've ever watched, just all in one, and I'm invested. Like I want to know like what happened in the last 12 hours.
Right. But like, so beyond the tinfoil hat theories and whatnot, it is, let's just take a second to just bird's eye view this for a second, right? The government has the power to just be like, that's not cool. We're shutting it off, which I get it. We don't want China infiltrating America. We don't want China getting in all of our data. Like, because that's what fucking Tiny Hands Man says. We don't want China getting all of our info. So you have to use the American-made apps. But for real, though, for the government to just be like, that one, we don't like that one, it's fucking gone. That's some 1984 shit.
Well, what happened to free speech?
Yeah, exactly. One of the jabronis and the whole rigmarole, goof troop that they've got going on over there, Elon. He's the one. Oh yeah, we got to worry about free speech. We can't have the free speech being compromised. But the moment you say something bad about him on X, suddenly you get your blue verification badge removed and you're shadow banned. So is it really about free speech? But again, with the government just being able to turn off something because they don't like it, and the precedent is set that that's okay, like. Does that not open the door for, what's that? The government doesn't like CNN, or the government doesn't like, I don't know, MSNBC. God forbid the government decides they don't like Fox News, and they just be like, oh, well, we're shutting it all down. Like, hold on. Since when do we have the power to do that? Mm-hmm. And why is that just suddenly okay? And again, I echo, that's some 1984 shit. Like, is that not just the thought police? Like, you're not allowed to think something we don't like, so we're going to tell you not to think it. And if we find out you thought it, I don't remember what happens in the book because I read it when I was in like 9th grade, but like something bad happens. So it's a little concerning. Don't get me wrong. I was happy when TikTok was gone because I didn't have it in the first place. So like, it literally did not affect me. But again, take that further, right? It's like, okay, I'm an Instagram guy. I'm an Instagram Reels fellow. Well, suddenly the government decides that them and Zuck aren't cool. We're shutting down Facebook. We're shutting down Instagram. Hold on. Wait a second. I'd like to collect all, 16 years of my memories that I've posted on your website. I understand I don't own any of this information because I've publicly put it on your servers. But like before you shut it all down, I'd like to collect all that again. It is, in fact, my information.
I mean, for them to shut down Instagram or Facebook, they'd have to sell all their shares in Meta before they.
Right.
Right, exactly. And what's funny is I heard, I can't confirm TikToks right now because it is not in the App Store.
That's wild.
To see the information, but someone said, it's kind of crazy that they're worried about data and information, and that's the reason why they were trying to ban the app. But Facebook and Instagram require
the same shit.
No, they require more information and more permissions than TikTok does.
Yeah, but it's a US-based company, so that's okay.
It's okay when they're stealing.
Right.
The US is stealing our data.
When we're stealing your info, it's okay. But if anybody else, specifically China,
not cool,
is stealing your
bro.
information, or even Russia is stealing your information, not cool, bro.
Yeah, so like Facebook's, for example. If anybody doesn't know this, you can just check it right in the App Store. This following data may be used to track you across apps and websites owned by other companies, contact info, identifiers, other data.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what does that mean?
Yeah, data linked to you, health and fitness, purchases, financial info, location, contacts, user content, search history, browsing history, identifiers, usage data, sensitive info, diagnostics, and other data. Just to have Facebook on your phone.
Yeah, so that's basically everything.
Literally everything.
Yeah.
So like if you were upset about TikTok and about like, oh, they're stealing our data, like brother, if you've ever used Facebook or Instagram or and like literally
They're
the
all
internet,
doing it.
they
Everyone
got
is doing it.
So like it's just crazy that like that generation, the boomer generation, is all worried about data, but they're over there on Facebook,
Yep.
sending invites to Candy Crush or whatever it is.
Poke.
Yeah. Right. But dude, Farmville though, like that game was sick.
For real,
you can
though.
you can have all my information. Just bring back Farmville.
Yeah, right. Farmville or OG Farmville, not this bullshit that you're trying to peddle now.
Yeah.
So I had sent this to the group chat because it was just too funny to not share. Because like me. So I sent that to my brothers, and my brothers are a whole generation younger than us.
Yeah.
And one of them had said, it's probably for the better. The only thing I'm really pissed about is I had a lot of good video saved for future use, like recipes I wanted to try.
Oh yeah.
And I also have that on like Instagram. So like I can vouch that if Instagram suddenly got shut down, the same as TikTok did, like I have video saved that I have for gift ideas, for recipes, for things I want to buy for my house, for traveling, places I want to go, like cities and locations of things I want to do. And like, I get that I could probably save all this, but like I already have it saved and you're just going to turn it off.
Yoink.
And then like, okay, so fine, it came back 12 hours later, but like, what if it didn't? And like, now all that shit is legitimately just gone. It
Yep.
is. It's just, it's strange. It's wild. It's like, I don't have a tinfoil hat on this one in particular. I will put my hat on for other things that we're going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, I just genuinely don't kind of give a shit. But
Yeah. For me, it's just.
But it's
like,
not right. Like I don't give a shit, but I also give a shit because like it's just not
just
right.
in general, because it could be anything else that it happens to. Like someone can just be like, "Yeah, we don't like YouTube anymore."
Yeah, it's all gone. Everything's gone. Like
Yeah.
what?
Like, I don't use TikTok a lot personally. I use it, for our podcast, and
Mm-hmm.
I think I've learned a lot of like DIY stuff on there.
Yeah.
Recipes, like you said. Facebook has my recipes down
Mm-hmm.
pat because you like one of them, they're like, this man's trying to lose weight. Let's
We
go.
saw you
Next
like
one.
buffalo chicken. We're just gonna feed you buffalo
Yeah,
chicken
we
recipes.
We see you like recipes involving wraps. Let me just send you more wraps. Like, thank you, Daddy Zuck. Like, I appreciate it. But
Fair.
dude. And can we talk about some of the other craziness that's happening in the world?
We'll get there in just a moment.
Okay.
So we're still on the TikTok train, real quick. Did you see any of the meme posts about the Red Note users?
No.
So, for those of you who don't know, there is I don't know the pronunciation. I just know that it translates to Red Note. There is basically TikTok, but the China version or Chinese version of TikTok that is only accessible by devices over yonder. And so, the Americans figured it out that, if we download a VPN, we can get on this Red Note app. And it's like having TikTok back, except everything's in Mandarin. So, Good luck. I'm sorry, everybody, just for 5 seconds, when you downloaded TikTok and the end user license agreement and whatever was in English, did you read it all? Probably not. You clicked accept anyway, right? Did you definitely read the end user license agreement that was in Mandarin when you downloaded Red Note? Because last time I checked, 99% of us can't read Mandarin. So we go from you can't download the English Chinese app, but you can download the Chinese app.
Yep.
And that one's totally okay. And then people were on there just being like, posting all kinds of the same shit. And then I don't know how many of these were real or if they were faked or whatever, but like they were really funny. And it was like the Asian users were like, you stop coming to Red Note. You bring slutty, actions, and you bring blah, blah, blah. And it's like, stop polluting our app. And it was like, oh, this is hilarious. And what did it say? You wave around arm fat like a flag. So it was just funny to watch or to see the shift from the TikTok over to the Red Note, and then Red Note shift from like being what it was to now conglomerating with all the TikTok users, and like the infighting that was already happening in less than 12 hours was crazy.
Dude, and in Red Note, even before yesterday, they updated most of their app to like 80% English.
Oh, really?
And it was the #1 social app on the App Store.
I believe it.
I did download it.
But
But I was like, nope, not for me. Delete. Like, because you're right. There was so much stuff in Mandarin. I'm like, this is weird. I don't know what this says.
Yep. Dude, I jokingly said, like, it's time to get on Red Note and start trying to sell my feet pics to Asian muscle mommies, because the untapped Asian market is about to go so hard right now.
What up, girl? I'm 6'6". Want to see my feet? Like,
Your foot is the size of them.
yeah.
But yeah, dude, it's just, like you said, man, there's just a lot of shit going on right now. And it's, where do you look? Are you paying attention to the fires? Are you paying attention to the drones? Are you paying attention to the aliens? Are you paying attention to TikTok? Are you paying attention to the inauguration? There's so many different things that could potentially take up your space, and you can't see it all.
Can we just get a slow week?
Something is going to happen in the background,
I would
dude.
love a slow news week.
And we're not going to catch it because we're busy paying attention to something else, and something's going to slip on by. It's going to get ugly.
Little slow week.
Just
I'm looking
whoop.
for.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what else you got? What?
One that you mentioned that I know a lot about,
Oh, yes.
Pokemon.
Yeah. So did anybody see the fucking dudes fighting each other at Costco over some Pokemon cards?
Dude, it is absolutely insane.
We're adults.
Yeah, so I
Sorry.
I liken this to when the Wii came out, the original Wii came
Mm-hmm.
out,
Oh.
and we had I worked at Toys R Us at the time. We had adults like throwing fisticuffs wanting to get a Wii for
Yep.
their kid
Yep.
because it's all they wanted for Christmas. You don't want to be a bad dad, right? So the Pokemon community is
Not happy.
no, it's shifting greatly because you have the people who like you and me, because like I've collected a lot of cards. I don't do it anymore. I just get cards of one Pokemon.
Yeah.
Right? So like we're
The
like
one you like.
yeah, we're the casual people,
Yeah.
right? Who just like the hobby. They like I would buy a few packs here and there. I don't do
Yeah.
it much anymore. You play the game on the phone, which is pretty free from
Yeah. It's free to play
Conflict.
for the most point.
yeah. So right now you have everybody, even if they don't like Pokemon, they're like, hey, you're telling me that this booster box, or no, this elite trainer box, they sell for $50, right?
MSRP 50, yep.
At like Walmart, Target, GameStop. You're telling me that if I get this, people want these so bad that I could turn around and flip it for $150.
That's insane.
I want to buy all of them, please.
Yeah, dude.
And you have people ruining this hobby. So like when I went to Walmart one day with Taylor, I saw a Surging Sparks Elite Trainer box, $50, right?
Mm-hmm.
I could have been that guy who's like, I'm gonna turn around and flip it for $150, but like I'm not that guy. I left it there for someone else to find it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That was the first set in recent memory that has caused such a uproar.
Mm-hmm.
And now you have people who are like big names in the Pokemon trading card community putting videos out like, this is bad.
Mm-hmm.
This is really bad. Because you have people who love the hobby who can't get product.
Mm-hmm.
And you have people who do not give a shit, but just want to take it and flip it for more money. And like people are buying it.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a new set that is coming out. It just came out. It's
Was
called
it Wednesday?
Yeah, Friday. It's called Prismatic Evolutions,
Mm-hmm.
right? And there's all the evolutions in there, and they're really beautiful looking cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the two problems with that are the fact that the box is supposed to be $50, right?
Right.
$50 box. This is a limited set, right?
Of course it is.
It's not like one that you can get a booster box. So it's like Elite Trainer boxes. It's the only thing you can get. That are $50 each.
Uneducated, what is the difference between a booster box and an elite trainer box?
Booster box is 32 packs. An Elite Trainer box comes with 8 or 10, depending on where you buy it.
Are they better odd boxes, or they're just
When you buy a box itself, like a booster box, you're guaranteed one of like the highest rarity.
yeah, in a box.
Usually.
Yeah.
Right. One of the highest rarities, not always the highest, but one of the highest rarities per box.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a better odd of getting one of those cards that you might want
Right.
in that box. But in this one, it's like a limited set. So you can only get Elite Trainer boxes. So your odds are wild because most people, and I've watched a guy, PokeRev on YouTube. He streamed for 8 hours. Mm-hmm. He got one pull.
That's wild.
Over 1,000 packs. Dude.
That's
1,000 packs, dude.
I'm out.
It's absolutely insane. So not only are people buying this setup and price gouging, you like the odds of you actually getting what you want are
Very
incredibly
slim.
low.
Yeah.
So like, I have a friend who ons a card shop, and he's like, dude, like I don't even want to do this, like because people are wild right now. Like they're like, you can have it in, you can have it in. What's your price? And it's like, I got to sell it for like something competitive, like,
Or else no one's gonna buy it at all.
right.
Prior to seeing the video, I saw a post on Reddit, and it was like the flyer that a local gaming store had posted, and it was like, start the line here. We're letting 2 people in at a time. If you don't like it, you can leave. We're letting 2 people in at a time. If you want to open your boxes, I will sell them to you at MSRP, and I will crack the seal and hand it to you. And you can open it in the store if you choose to, or you can leave whatever you'd like. If you do not want it sealed, you will pay market price, and then you will be required to leave the store. And then the whole comments were like, this is how every shop should be doing it. Shop owners take notice, blah, 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 blah. And then you scroll down a couple more posts, and then there's the video, right? Where Costco was like, blah, blah, blah. You can't open the boxes until noon. And then they had a countdown, and then like noon happened, and it was a fucking free for all of these people just scrambling at a pallet. And this one dude like 2-armed some of the boxes and like ran over to a shopping cart and had someone, like his partner, like cover the cart so that no one could take them out of the cart. He goes back to the pallet and starts ripping boxes out of dudes' hands and like start throwing bows to like move people out of the way and scoop boxes. And so then, right, the whole pallet is completely wiped out, and everyone's kind of like walking towards the register. I don't know if they did like a midnight release or maybe it was noon. I don't know. I'm explaining what I was watching. But anyhow, so everybody's walking up to the register, and this guy walks up to him, and he was like, hey man, can I get like 1 for my kid? And the guy was like, no, I fought for him. Brother, they're Pokemon cards.
I would have punched him square in the mouth.
You
I fought for it too.
Another grown-ass adult to steal a box from their hand. And like the dude wore a GoPro video, like, or GoPro camera on his chest. Like you got to see him shoulder checking dudes to like steal Pokemon cards from their hands.
Dude, I would just send them to the police and be like, this man assaulted everybody.
Yeah, he legitimately put hands on me over a product. I'd like to sue him because like that's America for you, baby.
Or he can give me his products.
Yeah. Or
I won't press charges if.
You just give me a box. But like it was just like these are grown adults fighting over children's collectible cards. Granted, I understand that collections are worth something. I have also sold some of my collection. I graded them. I sent them off.
That was after how many years, though?
This isn't like I wasn't fighting Timmy in the parking lot over a fucking hollow Charizard. Like,
hey, if you did, Timmy had it coming. But
I don't know. Maybe this is high horse of me. Maybe it's because I'm not out hustling, and maybe I'm not hustling enough. Maybe that's my problem, is I'm not out trying to get the bag like these folks. Like you said, if I can get them for 50 and flip them for 150, that's $100 profit every single one. I get it.
But they're doing it at the expense of other people, and that to me just feels so slimy. I couldn't do it.
That's capitalism. That's why we don't do it.
Yeah, I could do it. I could never.
That's why we don't work sales positions, or at least I don't work sales positions, because I don't like sliminess. It's gross. Forcing someone to do something or stealing something from someone just doesn't sit right with me.
Dude, I would have never thought, like what we said about that shop owner saying, like, if you want to open it, you get it at MSRP.
Yeah.
If you're going to take it sealed, you pay market price.
Yeah, because like, we know what you're doing with it.
That's genius.
Oh, big time. Because they make the profit on it off the rip. And then it discourages people from wanting to buy sealed merchandise because they have to pay more. So it's like, it's the catch-22. It's like, do you really want it for yourself? We'll give you a deal.
Do you want it for yourself, or do you want it to sell?
Yeah.
You want to sell it, you're paying market price. If you want to... dude, I love that.
It was genius.
Holy, dude.
Yup. It was one of those where I was like, oh shit, everyone should be doing it this way.
Can we do that whenever like the Nintendo Switch 2 comes out?
Aha, good fucking luck.
Only in stores, one per person.
Yep.
And you have to open it and register it right then online.
Mm-hmm.
Because then it's like you're not going to sell it.
Yep.
Like, no, sorry, but this is used. I'm not paying that price. And I mean, and we know because like that happened with the PlayStation and the PlayStation portals. Like I saw so many people when the portal came out, like these things were $199 and they're like, oh yeah, $299.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you want it, it's brand new, you know, but it's like it's out of the box and they're taking pictures of it. It's like it's not brand new. You opened it. Like it drives me crazy that people want to make money off of other people on things like this.
You are correct. It is crazy that there are people with malicious intent who want to make money off it. However, part of the blame falls on the people willing to pay those prices.
But half the time it's because there's not enough product to fill demand.
I agree. But if you do not pay the exorbitant price, the scalper makes no money.
So here's what's great. Pokemon went online and they're like, hey, we understand that there's a lot of issues of getting the new set. So as you know, we're maximizing production to get more products out as soon as possible. And it's basically just like a giant FU to people who were scalping.
To the scalpers.
So it's like better offload the stuff now because
I'm talking. So you are correct. I'm going beyond. Yeah, I'm going beyond Pokemon. Like the PlayStation, right? When we worked at the Blue Store, I mean, how many times? Hey, you guys got any PS5s in? No, you got to get it online. Well, is there any cancel orders I can just get right now? No, dude, you got to get it online. But then, well, I'm not paying $900 for a $500 PlayStation 5. Okay, no one's making you pay $900 for a PS5. You chose to buy a $900 PS5.
That's like GameStop whenever they had them, it sucks that they made you buy a bundle of that price, right? Like you couldn't just buy the PlayStation for $500. The only way they sold it was a PlayStation, an extra controller, the PlayStation camera, and 2 games. And it was $800.
It kept the bots from getting them.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
But like that's how I had to get mine. I may have returned some of the stuff to the store as a gift and bought things I wanted. But whatever. Like
right here, FBI agent. This one right here. Just right here, sir. This one.
What up? Jeff? I can't remember what your name was. We have so many guys on this show. But yeah, it's just
no. Jeff worked at the hot dog factory.
Was it
the
Jeff? It was Jeff at the hot dog factory. Who was our CIA agent or the
Kevin.
NSA?
That's Kevin. I don't know.
Oh,
Jeff worked at the hot dog bun factory. That's all I know.
Yeah, you're right.
Shout out to earlier episodes where I have mad beef with the hot dog bun makers. To go check that one out. That was a good rant I went on for a little bit.
That was what sub 10 episode. Anyway,
sub 20 for sure.
Speaking of hot dogs.
Oh. Okay. Yes.
Speaking of tubed meat, have you ever made a hot dog in an air fryer?
I can't say that I have.
Do you have an air fryer?
I do have an air fryer. I can't say that I've put a hot dog in it. I would assume that it's the same thing as like deep frying a hot dog minus the deep fry, right? Yeah. It gets real crispy.
It is really good.
Yeah.
Honestly, highly recommend it. Over putting it in a pan. People who boil hot dogs are just wild to me.
So
hold on. Wait a minute.
So for clarification, when you say people who boil hot dogs, do you mean in a large pot of water and them submersed in it, or like a shallow pan with like enough water to cover the bottom of the pan and then you boil it off so that the hot dog cooks?
I don't know if the amount of water matters. You're cooking it in water.
No. So it makes a huge difference. Again, I'm not talking a pot of like cups of water in which the hot dog is submerged in it, like cafeteria high school style.
So you're boiling that water to cook internally, and then you're crisping the outside.
Yes, the water boils off. Like I'm talking, dude. I'm
talking
like the littlest bit at the bottom of the pan, so that you can put the lid on it and steam them, and then the water boils off, and then the meat contacts the pan and gets the little crispy bits.
You get the
on
crispy
the
skin.
Yeah.
That's how I cook my breakfast sausage.
Okay. So
Okay.
right, same concept
That's
for
fine.
hot dogs. So would you classify that as boiling
No.
a hot dog? Okay.
No.
That is how I cook hot dogs. For
Okay,
the record.
that's fine. But the people who are like, this is how much water I use for pasta,
yeah.
throws a hot dog in.
Yeah,
right?
4 hot dogs in there boiling. No, we
That's,
don't.
buddy,
we're
you
not-
need,
we
you
are
need to
not,
seek professional help.
Yeah, no, this is not the Limp Bizkit hot dog flavored water album. Like, like no. We don't.
I
we
just
don't
can't. I can't do that, man.
So anyhow, you recommend a
air fryer hot dog.
tubed meat, as he called it, tubed meat in
Yeah.
the air fryer.
Yeah, just throw a meat sleeve in the air fryer and go to town.
a meat sleeve.
Yeah, I mean, right? There's meat and it's sleeved in the.
Hot dogs are not sausages, my dude.
That's the same thing.
I mean, technically, yes, it's mystery meat in a shell casing. I get it.
It's
But like a sausage and a hot dog
yeah, sausage
are
is
arguably not the same
sleeve
thing.
twist down, right? But
There's no like a sausage comes in like a sheep internal casing, like a
Right.
sheep intestine.
Right.
A hot dog does not.
right,
Okay,
the
just
same. Yeah, same thing.
all right. I just want, like I said, clarification on the boiling hot dog
Me
thing.
too.
I just
Me
wanted to
too.
make sure we understood that hot dogs are arguably not sausages.
Shape's the same.
Fair point. Anyhow, segues are weird. So that was one heck of a rabbit hole we just fell down there.
Yeah, we went from politics and TikTok to Pokemon and hot dogs. Yeah, if this is your first episode, thank you. Hit
Welcome.
that subscribe button. We're making a big push on YouTube this year. Please subscribe, follow, all those things. We are, and illness got to us a little bit, to me, where we couldn't do some other video ideas that we have. But we have ideas planned
We're working
for
on 'em.
videos.
We're working on them.
We're going to do them pretty soon.
Now that
'cause-
everybody's health is back in order.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah. So we would not be doing our journalistic, due diligence if we didn't cover at least our thoughts on the crazy ass fires in California. I mean, we wouldn't be citizens of the US of A if we weren't talking about it, right?
My tinfoil hat's not up here.
I do need to show you one real quick. No. Did I send it to you or did I send it to myself? Balls. It was the GTA 5 map covered in the areas of like where the fires took place, so you could kind of get an idea of the scale
Yeah.
of like, because like we've all driven through the city. We've all been there. GTA's been out for
It's
14, 15
it's the
years.
same place.
It's the same time. It's the same map every game, and that's okay. But like we've all been there, we know. And for the map to show like where the Palisade fire was, and where this fire was, and where this fire was, you're like, oh shit, that's like actually a lot of coverage of California.
That's big.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
What you had some interesting thoughts and takes
so-
on the California
okay.
fires. Share those with the world.
So pretend foil hat going on, all right?
Wrap it up like a Hershey's Kiss.
And-
Let's go.
And so I saw one video and I was like, huh, that's kind of interesting. Like, if true, this is kind of interesting.
If true, huge.
So like the proposed like LA smart city by 2028, when they are going to be hosting the Olympics.
Brother, I don't think they're going to be able to rebuild everything in 3 years.
I mean, if they've been preparing for it, right?
Brother, they have been preparing for that highway project that has started 5 years ago here, and that shit's. They have been building a highway since before I moved to North Carolina.
But they're a blue state. Anyway, so when I saw the video and this guy shows like the satellite coverage of the fire, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he lines it up with their proposed smart city and like the rail system and all the stuff that they are proposing by the time that they have the Olympics there. The fact it just lines up really perfectly. And that could absolutely be a coincidence, right? It very well could be.
Yeah.
It very well could be.
But
it like
we're not saying 9/11 was an inside job. And we're also not saying that Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself.
and we're also not saying that what happened in Maui isn't a trial run for LA. But it's just I'm not saying anything. Houses got burned. People
It
lost
is
their lives.
very sad.
It's sad. It's awful. It should have never, ever, ever happened. But the conspiracy theories around it are just interesting. And it's only interesting because I don't trust the government. Most people
True.
don't, right? And like whenever you see someone like, oh, this is a natural disaster and like people are losing their lives, how could you think that the government could plan something like this? Why would the government lie to you? And it's like, hey, man, you ever heard about aliens before? Yeah, because they knew about them for like 80 years. And then they finally are like, no, man, no, aliens aren't real. They're not real. They're absolutely not real. And then one day they're like, by the way, aliens are real. You know, so
We definitely been hiding documents.
right.
Don't read them.
Here's all of them. It's just so like I will never ever trust the government because not only from real life experiences that we've seen, you know, growing up and now as adults, we see these things and we're like, okay, sure. But then we watch TV shows, we watch movies, and how easy and seamless these things are covered up. You know what I mean? And you see things in real life when they're talking about these events and you're like, oh yeah, that could be a cover up. Oh, that could just be this.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, they never actually showed us proof of this happening, but they're telling us this is what happened. And they've stopped talking about it as if they want it to go away. That's really weird. So like, again, fires, bad. Don't like any of that. Feel bad for everybody who had to go through it.
Full stop. Yep.
You sent me that video of the guy riding around on the dirt bike and like terrifying, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I could not imagine the fear of living there and living in that type of environment.
Or even just the sadness that comes with, right? So the people that did follow the evacuation orders, right? The government was like, yo, this ain't good. Y'all need to bounce. So they picked up their shit and they bounced. And then they came back and their fucking house is just gone. I worked with, at one of my old jobs, I worked with someone who lost their house in a house fire, which is just sad, just sad. And you feel bad and you want to help. You're like, can I get you anything? You guys need like clothes, blankets, like what? Obviously, you've literally lost everything. Like the things that I can't help you replace, photos, memories, like, you know, save keeps and things like that. Like I can help you get clothes and I can help you get food and water and like furniture and shit like that. Like I can help you with that. But like what the things that these people have lost that are unrecoverable is devastating. And yeah, you're absolutely right. It's sad. And like the emotions of like rolling back up to your street and be like, oh, hope my house is there.
Yeah.
And then it's not. And you're like, well, cool. Sure hope my homeowner's insurance is going to cover that.
That's what I wanted to touch on. Yeah.
Hey, yeah, this is Jake from State Farm. Actually, sorry to, hey, heard about your house. Real sorry about that. Hey, just wanted to let you know that we actually didn't renew your plan last year. So
yeah, meant to call you. We canceled all of the fire protection
Yeah.
insurances 2 months ago.
Yep. So really sorry to hear about what happened, but like,
Yeah.
get fucked.
It's like, so not only the LA smart city thing, then on top of that, people who had their fire damage coverage canceled 2 months ago.
Yep.
And then the fact that they didn't have enough water to fight the fires because I guess they drained the reserves.
Yeah, that's beyond my understanding.
I
of it.
don't know much about that, but I heard that in so many places between videos and articles.
Yeah.
So they didn't have enough water.
Sounds
People
crazy.
didn't have fire insurance. There's a proposed smart city in the exact location that everyone lost their homes, and then anything that's blue didn't get damaged, nor did their shrubs. So something about lasers. I don't know, dude. It's just there's so many things that line up to make it seem like something may
is
have
aloof. Yep.
something may have caused this outside of
Global warming.
someone didn't tap out their fire when they were camping. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Can someone just run past real quick? What was the gender reveal? Did we ever figure out what the gender reveal? Do you remember that one? Yeah. They had the gender reveal and they caught the one, I don't know, waterfall on fire or something like that. Remember that? So that was a joke. That's a terrible joke. Terrible joke, not funny. I do have a real question though. Do you remember when the hurricane was hitting here in North Carolina?
Oh yeah.
Right? And Western North Carolina, which is still attempting recovery, which is terrible, sad, full stop, no jokes. Do you remember when the Republicans were like, the Democrats are controlling the weather? Look at this giant storm they're making.
And people lost all their flood insurance.
Yeah. But like, if hypothetically, let's say the Democrats were in fact controlling the weather, don't you think it would make the most sense for them to protect one of their own blue states, as you called it?
Yeah, right.
If they could just make weather and make a bunch of rain and a big old hurricane, wouldn't it be smart to, I don't know, just hypothetically make one a bit west of where things are, maybe on fire, so that the rain could swoop in and put it all out? I'm just throwing it out there.
The Democrats only use their hurricane machine for bad and not good.
Yeah, the blue guys only use the rain machine to make fun of the red states, but when the blue states are literally on fire, we suddenly turn the weather machine off.
We used it this year. Sorry, guys.
It's a one-time use. The battery's in charge. It's just
Check-ins and
we gotta refill the water tank. You gotta fill it up to the max line in order for it to. But just throwing it out there, it just doesn't make sense. If those crazy Democrats are controlling the weather with their chemtrails and all the blah blah, wouldn't it make sense? I'm just throwing it out there. Wouldn't it make sense for them to make weather appear where shit's on fire,
where they need water to?
I don't know.
Put things on?
I'm taking off the tinfoil hat, folks. It just didn't seem. Seems silly to me, but I'm just one of those good old fashioned libtards who doesn't know what he's talking about, right?
So all of this, everything we've talked about, right?
Yes.
Hold on, let me see. Here it is. You had like talked about like how we as a society were just doomed because of all these things.
Fucked, dude.
Right? So I thought back, I'm like, yes, it does feel like that now. Mm-hmm. But what other moments in history have we had besides, the world wars, both 1 and 2?
Soon to be 3.
Vietnam, we had, the nuclear standoff with Russia. We had all of these things that like, people were like,
felt pretty impending. Yeah.
Right. And then probably how people were thinking that, we're stupid for fighting over Pokemon cards or a TikTok or whatever. They were doing the same thing back then for, anything.
I was waiting for you to provide an example.
Well, dude, I mean, dude, I guess just in general, like
you're not wrong.
There has been many times. I mean, just think about the Nintendo Wii. That was how many years ago? That was like 15 years ago. Same thing happened. And then there was a recession in 2009. Mm-hmm. And then look, like the mid 2010s were great. Like everyone was fine.
We were hanging in there. Yep.
So like, I know it feels like everyone's doomed right now. AI feels like a huge thing that's going to be a massive problem in the future. Mm-hmm. The whole next presidency, that whole 4 years seems to be a little questionable.
Yep.
All the things with recovery and all these states that have had all these problems seems, really tough, but like, it's just kind of the way of life. Like you get past it eventually.
I believe the phrase you're looking for is we just need to pick ourselves up by our bootstraps and just wait for it all to trickle on down and we'll all be okay. We'll head on over to the Winchester, we'll have a pint and we'll just wait for it all to blow over.
For the whole thing to blow over.
Yeah, it's as simple as that.
Dude, I just love that there was a Shaun of the Dead reference in this episode.
You're welcome. You're absolutely right, dude. It just, I am full. We've made fun of the boomers in this episode, and I'm going to self-align myself with the doomers on this episode. I fully accept my crazy theory that like we've gone too far. And I've mentioned this before, nothing's real, everything's fake. I think we've gone too far. I think that the damage we have done cannot be undone. And no matter what we do to reverse the course, like we're past the point of no return, but like we can maybe slow down the inevitable is kind of where my head's at this time. I don't know. I think you're right. It seems very bleak.
I mean, that all of that, there's nothing that a good recession can't fix.
Yeah, just turn it off, turn it back on again.
Just,
That's how we fix all the
just
electronics.
an economic soft reset.
Yeah.
You know, because then the prices of food will go down, and you know, all these fast food restaurants and restaurants in general that are charging, you know, what would have been a $20 thing for two people is now $42. Like, you know, they will have to reset or close down, right? So like eventually it's gonna happen. It's gonna be a fun little recession, boy, just a splash of a recession, right? And then you know, maybe we'll have some good advancements in AI instead of, you know, making sex tapes of famous people. They'll do more like what they did with like the detecting early breast cancer with AI. Like,
would be pretty cool.
Maybe they'll do more good with it to where it seems like it's not all bad things and like a good thing. Maybe they'll start using it for more good. So like, while I understand where you're coming from and like, oh boy, most days existential dread, right?
That's me.
But I feel like I have enough hope that our generation can make some of those positive changes eventually.
Yeah, and that I think is the key word. Eventually,
Not
and
now, but
my
like,
fear is that the eventually is too late. Like the inevitable is inevitable.
I mean, climate change, they could hold on for at least another 20 years for us to figure something out, right?
The climate here. So my opinion on climate change is it is bad and we need to fix it, but it's not going to be a problem in my lifetime.
Sorry, Reed.
Yeah, right. Like it's going to be your kid. It's going to be Reed's kids, whatever. That generation is going to really kind of just have it out for them because we're fucking around a lot now, and if we don't turn some shit around,
Gonna find out.
Yeah, we will. In fact, find out. We are still in the fuck around stage, and soon enough, we're about to find out. So let's wrap this up real quick. So
Yes.
with tomorrow being not only the national championship, do you think Ohio State's going to win it all?
I don't care.
Because sports ball, woo!
Sports.
I am the fairest of weather fans, and if any team from Ohio has made it to the big one of whatever sports, I'm all in. And Ohio against the world, baby. That shirt is so fucking cool, and I want one so bad. As much as I want to dunk on Ohio and blow Ohio and snow Ohio, like, oh God, I hate it all. But like anytime, I'm telling you, man, I'm the fairest of weather fans. The moment Ohio is in the running, I am all here for it, baby.
Construction zone Ohio.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, the orange barrel is Ohio's national flower.
Absolutely. Yeah, dude. One of the 4 seasons.
Yep. Yeah. You've got almost winter,
Winter.
still winter, and construction
Construction
season.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when the national flower blooms, right in construction season. The orange barrels start popping up everywhere.
They start off with like real small, like
Yep,
thin
the
ones.
little cones. Yep, and then they grow
They
into
get
barrels.
to the tall, thin, and then you get to the full barrels.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
National flower of Ohio.
National flower.
For real though, do you have any sort of like off the wall predictions that may happen tomorrow? And we'll see if they happen when this episode comes out on Wednesday, because tomorrow is DT2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah. I just feel like, again, political party aside, because I don't care about any of them.
We say we don't care, but we talk a lot of shit. But yes,
I mean, I care about anybody who wants to do things for people, kind of like we talked about. Like
humans deserve better.
I said, RFK's banning one of the red food dyes. I support your decision in that. Some of the other things you're doing,
take it or leave it. But red number 5, get it the fuck out.
Well, fucked. But so.
What did you say? You said what is that? That's one down.
One down.
What was my response? They can pry Mountain Dew and yellow 5 from my cold dead hands.
Yeah. So dude, it's crazy. But I feel like Trump's going to say something like, he's going to mention the fact that he didn't lose the last election, but now he's back and ready to pick up where he left off or something stupid like that. Still just denying the fact that he lost 4 years ago.
I hope that he comes out to Motley Crue's Kickstart My Heart and there's fucking explosions.
Cease and desist.
and he-
Throws up, ear blood, everything.
And he just comes out with with his fucking little hands dance, and he just gets out there and just says a bunch of nonsensical things, and everyone's like, woo! And then business carries on as usual. Like, I hope nothing over exhilarating happens, you know?
Dude, like I said, I'm gonna watch none of it. I care about none of it. I mean, he's messing with my student loans and my save program that keeps me from having to pay student loans every month. So my income is going to go to some other bill now, which is so great. So
Very not
thanks
cool.
for that.
It's very not cash money of you, Mr. DT.
Yeah, that's streets behind, dude. But yeah, I don't know. What about you? What do you got prediction wise?
I just, I mean, other than him coming out to Motley Crue, which would be fucking killer.
Gets a lawsuit right. Vince Neil comes out, smacks him with a microphone stand.
You ever seen the video of him attempting to sing like recently, and it's just
So
not
bad.
So,
It's so bad. Like, anybody
brother, what
paying
did you just say?
for a Motley Crue ticket right now is just absolutely insane.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Bro,
Oh man,
bro can't do any vowels at all. Just all
well, you know what? The 80s, one hell of a decade. Cocaine, one hell. Speaking of cocaine, oh my God, sorry. This is something that just happened literally yesterday.
oh,
I did not do cocaine.
okay, good. Good.
But yesterday, Megan and I, we were doing some shopping. We had to go do some post-Christmas exchanges, some pickups, some shoppings. We had to get some things. Just one of those days. Do you ever have one of those days where you go to a store and you go for a thing and it's not there and you're like, bummer. And you go to like a second stop that you've got to make and the thing you need there, also not there. And you're like, man, this is a waste of a fucking trip.
Yes.
At that point, you're like, well, I need to find something to make this trip feel like it wasn't worthless. So we went to a third and final store. As we were walking into third and final store, there was a group of unhoused individuals.
Oh,
Just kind of casually walking through the parking lot. And we were crossing paths with them, but we did not interact with them. But the quote from this man that will forever stick with me, this dude said, and I quote, "I can't wait to do so much cocaine tonight. I'm probably going to overdose on cocaine." And we just kept walking into the store. And I looked at Megan and I said, well, that's certainly a choice he's going to make. I don't know if it's the right one, but it sounds like the one he's going to make. And I'm going to do so much cocaine.
this is why you don't give homeless people money. You give them food.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, give them food directly.
Try snorting this chicken sandwich, bud.
He just shoves a chicken nugget up his nose.
It's not my first time.
Dude, this man, he was just like, I'm going to do so much cocaine tonight. I can't wait to overdose on cocaine. I was like, wow. You know what? Priorities, buddy. Good on you.
Here for a good time, not a long time.
What a motto. I love that motto, dude. I love that motto. Because that's the truth. Here for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah. But ending this episode, I got
Speaking of a long time, go ahead.
I got one more thing to add. So out there in podcast land, we've probably talked about my dog Thanos, who eats underwear.
Yes.
You know. Anyway,
Corn on the cob.
Yeah, corn on the cob. Dude tore his ACL.
That is
His
wild.
dog version of an ACL.
His DCL.
I think it's like a C. I think it's like a CCL. I don't know. Either way,
His canine corpus longus.
His doggy ACL. Got a little rough time. He's gonna be all right.
That's
but
good.
Hopes and prayers, thoughts and prayers.
Oh yeah, make sure you send all those thoughts and prayers that definitely work through the internet.
Yeah, one thought and prayer. So one subscribe equals a thought and prayer. So if you don't do it, you're a monster and you're dead to me.
You can like the video for one thought, and then you can subscribe for one prayer. And if you do both, then we both get one thought and one prayer.
Yeah. So if you love dogs or you care about my dog at all, you know what to do. And if you don't do it, like I said, you're dead to me.
That's on you.
Yeah. So what kind of music are we thinking to end this doom and gloom conspiracy theory episode?
Can you get me as close to copyright-free version of Motley Crue as possible? Can we get the non-DMCA version of Kickstart My Heart?
We can find something.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm interested to see what you come up with for copyright-free Kickstart My Heart. Whoa! Yeah! All right, anyhow. As always, everyone, thanks for being here. You have 24 hours in your day, just the same as we do, and you spend one of it with us, and I greatly appreciate that. Despite what my doomer brain says, if I think everything's going to hell in a handbasket, certainly you may have a more positive outlook on life. So don't let me be the Debbie Downer to your day. Everyone have a good day. Stay focused out there. Keep drinking water. Drink more water. Feel more better. That's a Jim. No money back guarantee. That I haven't said that in a while. What else we got coming up? Next week we'll be back with your regularly scheduled programming, assuming no one is sick.
Yeah.
And hopefully 3 days ago, but tomorrow in real time. Let's just hope everything goes well, and put your seatbelts on, folks, because it's going to be a bumpy ride, in my opinion.
Yeah. So listen to this copyright-free version of Kickstart My Heart, and hit all those buttons, the positive buttons. Keep an eye out. Episode 90. We have
Coming up soon.
We have a fun little announcement to make, and we really appreciate you guys joining us as always. Mm-hmm. And you want to take us out of here?
I'm Jim.
And I'm Jason.
Remember, folks, stay sad, y'all.
Bye.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Kicked in my heart.
I'm just gonna put that in there.
Fuck yeah. See everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Kicked in my heart.
Baby.